Today, I bought the LEGO Star Wars POE Dameron'S X-Wing fighter. Now this is set 75273, ages 9 and up, with 763 pieces, coming out back again in 2019 with 4 minifigures for a grand price of $90. And it's obviously based off of the hit movie Episode 9. Either way, it's about time I finally jump into a review of this LEGO Star Wars X-Wing set. So with that said, remember to hit that subscribe button if you love LEGO Star Wars like I do, and we're going to get right on into it. So starting off, here is a look at the box art. In the background, it looks like we have Ajan Kloss as the planet. We also look at all the figures. Obviously, the Kylo Ren up top. The piece count, 761 pieces, everything along those lines. Also, the minifigures. On the back, it shows all the features, as well as, again, just the background looking like on Ajan Kloss. You have the fights going on. It is absolutely epic. And on the side, they continue to stay consistent by putting the X-Wing on it. Now here is the instruction manual. You get a QR code down here if you want to build it from your phone. You get all the basics, just telling you the bags, and then you can skip to the back, which I know you all always like to do. And here we have a look at all of the sets that were out around the time. Obviously, this released in 2019, so these were all pretty popular sets. Also, the big lie that this would come out in 2020. It took 2 years extra, and yeah. So with that said, let's get into our hyperlapse build of the set, and then we will be back to review the minifigures. So here is a look at the legend himself, the owner of POE Dameron'S X-Wing Starfighter, well, POE Dameron. This is not an exclusive figure, as far as I'm aware. I believe it came out back with the first POE's X-Wing, I'm going to be 100% honest. Either way, it's very solid print, very good looking. You also obviously do get the option to swap out his hairpiece with a helmet. There's a great helmet mold. I remember when this came out back in, I believe, 2016. It's a very solid piece. I absolutely love it, and it's really cool. Next up here is R2-D2. Nothing special. This is the first R2-D2 we get in a sequel set, which is actually kind of neat. He obviously doesn't come with the new back printing for him, but he's a very solid figure, obviously very consistent with the same 2014 style of R2. Here we have the legend himself, Vickrell. I don't know. This is one of the Knights of Ren that everyone forgot about. Very cool minifigure, just not really a relevant character. I'm glad they did all 5 of them either way. He comes with 2 neat accessories, a pistol, and whatever this knife thing is. Just alright. He has no face printing, just a cool exclusive head mold, and some cool exclusive head printing. I don't even believe he's exclusive to this set, to be 100% honest. Now moving on to one of the coolest minifigures from this movie and in LEGO Star Wars. This is Janna. It's Janna Calrissian to some. But yes, either way, here she is. She does come with her awesome torso print. She comes with one of the most amazing hair molds I've ever seen. She has the little like goggles or whatever in her hair, and on top of that, just a beautiful, beautiful hair mold. She also does get some arrows for her bow. She's the lady that rides horses. She also has some back printing you can see back there. And when arm printing was still not as common as it has become over the last 2-3 years, this was really a great inclusion. You have the little arm printing on her. She also does come with a more angry face, and overall is just a absolutely stellar minifigure, although I wish she had leg printing, and a bow is completely impractical in the battlefield. What are you doing, girl? Now that we've looked at the kind of meh minifigure selection, let's get into the build. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here is the orange and white X-Wing Starfighter. Now, this is one of the last great X-Wings. Obviously, we do have the new X-Wing Starfighter that has come out recently in 2021, and it's much smaller, not as bulked out and beefed out as this one or ones like that one right there. This is the last version of that. Here is the cockpit, a very classic cockpit design. You do get a little grabber there, I don't know what to call them, a clip, to put in, say, POE's blaster right here. It fits very snug. You can actually look in the cockpit. It's one of the best designed X-Wing cockpits I think I've ever seen, because it just feels so accurate to an X-Wing. They really finally have nailed down how they look. You get the little lever right in front of them. You get the little controls on the side, making for a very solid build. And then you just close it up, and it works and does its job. Down at the bottom, we do have a little sticker here, just giving some detailing. You also do have a stud shooter. You guys know how those work. You shoot them, they shoot studs. Very simple, very effective. Not going to shoot down any ships and do any real damage, but it's still cool. And of course, you get those on both sides. And also, here's a great look at the nose of the ship. It's a really great build. Now over here, we do have a great little slot for R2-D2 finally making his way into an X-Wing after so many movies. It's very exciting, obviously, to have R2 in this set. And then down below here, we do have a little look at the engines for the wings. We will be showing those features in a second. But first, I do want to show the back. You do get some nice little greebling. It's nothing crazy like, say, the 2017 X-Wing where, you know, you can pull stuff out of it and, like, do stuff like that. But it's still cool. You also do have, of course, spring-loaded shooters on the bottoms, which is kind of shocking. Usually with these types of X-Wings, they have them on each wing. Here, they only have them on the bottom wings, which I actually was kind of okay with, out of sight, out of mind type thing. And they don't have as much of a, you know, trigger-happy look on it. You could much easier just fling it off, and you just do it from like that. And yeah, it's pretty simple. Also on the bottom wing, separate from the top, there are these little tiles here, just giving you extra detailing, which is quite frankly really nice. Now, obviously, the best parts about these sets are the locking the S-foils in attack position. All you have to do is push on this part here, and like that, you have your S-foils in attack position. For those wondering how that works, you do have that little twisting thing in here. Not a super complicated build, and also they're held by elastic, so over time these tend to wear, which is probably why they have tried to retire this design, because, you know, over time they really give out. You can also lift up the little feet here so that way you could have it in full flight mode if you want to hang it up or do what have you with it. It's a great set to do that with. Also, when you do land it, you will put your gear back in position, and then you have this piece right here, and as that is pushed down upon, your wings will fold back right into place, and that goes down, overall making for a pretty successful landing. You also do, of course, have a little ladder, so if you want to crawl up into the cockpit, you can do so. Overall, pretty solid. Now let's get into my full thoughts and if you should buy this set or not. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen, POE's X-Wing Starfighter. Now, this is a pretty solid but average set. I think they did a great job with it. It captures an X-Wing perfectly. It's a fantastic shelf model, and it's really a age gone of LEGO Star Wars. With, say, the new X-Wing, it's not nearly as displayable, but it does obviously have the same level. Oops. It obviously does have the same level of play features, but this just, I feel like, has a special, unique brand to it where it's much more displayable and just nicer looking, and I feel like we're not going to get that again with X-Wing specifically, so that's what makes it so unique, I feel like. And obviously the orange and white highlights really make this set shine. The figure selection, I feel like it could have used an extra minifigure, if I'm being honest. You know, you technically only get 3 minifigures plus R2. You could have thrown in Babu Frick here. Really, they should have thrown in Babu Frick anywhere in these episode 9 sets. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty solid set. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's nothing crazy. The figures are alright, especially Janna. She's fantastic, as well as the Knight of Ren. So with that said, I will see you all in the next one. Remember to peace out and stay awesome.